director, Brittani Jenks, attended her first seminar, she saw the embodiment of her dream in the independent national sales directors that came before her. And I quote, "Because this business has changed my life completely, I want to be a part of that change for so many others. I believe that I can do that in a bigger way as an independent national sales director." End quote. She led her unit to achieve 11 unit circle appearances, including 4 times in the $500,000 Circle of Achievement and 4 times in the Circle of Excellence, earning 4 top sales director trips and 3 prestige trips. And she is a 4-time double star achiever and 3-time triple star achiever. Does that deserve a round of applause, everyone? She led her unit to the $1 million circle 3 times and has been a top 10 sales director nationwide twice and has ranked #1 at Seminar 2022. She's been a queen of her seminar twice, and in August 2023, she was honored by her sister sales directors as the monthly Go Give winner. Debuting as a national sales director out of the Mary Kay National Area in July 2023, she's a member of the NSD Millionaires Club, and here goes the palpitations again. With over $1 million she's earned in commissions since starting her business in 2006. Yes, give her a round of applause. Absolutely. And she's a 2-time Gold Circle Achiever. By achieving independent sales director status, independent national sales director status, not only has Brittani been able to make the dream she had at her first seminar come true, but through faith and leadership, she believes she can help others find theirs. Please stand up, ladies and gentlemen, and please welcome Independent National Sales Director, Brittani Jenks.
And then me crying all of my makeup off, and then getting to greet her backstage, and then be like, "Thank you, Lindsay, for your kind words and who you are." Of course they chose you. Of course they chose you, because you are the next national sales director. And you are the future of our company. I know Mary Kay Ash is smiling down, thinking about that prestigious position given to you, her daughter. I love you. I'm incredibly grateful for you and for table 52 that day and extra ranch dressing that I'm sure you gave me. I love you. Well, could the Bombshell National Area please stand up? Give them a huge round of applause for all of their work. Thank you. What an honor to represent you. You know, we gave birth February 4th, and it was a crazy month of being in and out of the hospital and lots of things happening. And these women chose to step up and had one of their best months ever as a national area in February, when I worked for all of maybe 2 minutes. So can you give them a huge round of applause for who they are? Kim McClure, the love you give overflows. Your divine pinky promise moments and Holy Spirit nudges. Thank you for listening, thank you for encouraging me, and thank you for your constant belief. This is her last career conference, and we are so honored to be here with you. Karen Reidel, my sister debuting NSD, you went first and reached down and helped me go next. Thank you for your prayers. You are a prayer warrior and a spiritual leader in our company with an anointing that is visible. Thank you to our corporate staff, who you are, your encouragement, your love for us, and how you just pour out endlessly. We thank you for your time this weekend. And my hubby, Jake Jenks, might be in here strolling along, that cute little 5-week-old baby, Lainey May. Thank you to my hubby. He also edited Lindsay's speech to take out all of those extra words. So he is now responsible for 2 speeches, really. So Jake Jenks, I love you. Oh, our sales directors, thank you so much for the work that you do and who you are. Well, I want you to imagine something with me for a moment. Picture a woman sitting at her kitchen table with a yellow legal pad, writing down a dream. Not just any dream, but a dream that would change millions of women's lives, including mine and yours. That woman was Mary Kay Ash. She didn't start with a fancy office, investors, or a huge team. She started with a plan and belief. She created a roadmap for success, not just for herself, but for every woman who would come after her. And the truth is, every single one of us in this room has the opportunity to do the same thing. Question for you. What does your roadmap to success look like? I kind of chuckled when they gave me the class title and it was Roadmap to Success. Because in my house, my husband Jake uses words like north, south, east, west. Some of you might use those also. And when I hear those words, my brain just completely shuts off. Like full system malfunction, who's with me? I'm like, wait, do you mean the road that I get off on to get my daily McDonald's Diet Coke? That road? Yeah, got it. I know exactly where that is. So today, I'm hoping this roadmap works for all personalities in the room. The ones who understand north, south, east, and west, and also the ones who understand turn right when you see the TJ Maxx. North, your true north. Every roadmap has to start with direction, because if you start driving without knowing where you're headed, you can be busy all day and still end up nowhere. For me, my true north has to be the Lord.
Woo! Yes.
Proverbs 16:3, commit your work to the Lord and he will establish your plans. My prayer became simple. Lord, I commit this business to you and I want my life to shine you before the sales, before the promotions, before the recognition. My roadmap started with who I was building it with, him. South, seeing the faces. Once your north is set, the next question becomes, what direction do I actually start moving? When I started my Mary Kay business, my recruiter had a super sophisticated plan for me. It was a great business strategy. Are you ready for it? This is where you say yes?
Yes.
Okay, it was 30 faces in 30 days. Some of you have heard me speak and you're like, is this chick ever gonna get off of that? No, I will not. And so 30 faces, write it down, 30 faces in 30 days. That was it. Her plan was that. That was all it was. It was not a 47-page business plan, no new consultant packet. It was 30 faces in 30 days. And I remember her saying, and you'll get a pink ring. I knew that ring would turn my finger colors, but I worked my booty off to get that ring. And I started with a launch party, and let me tell you, it was a massive success. I wish I could be like Karen, who sold $620 to her first 6 people. Let me tell you about my launch party. My launch party, I had 3 whole people show up. One was my mom, because I was in college and it was at her house. The second one was my sister, who was also in college, and it's because I threatened her life. And the third one was my sister's friend, who I made my sister bring because I needed to see 30 faces. And both my sister and her friend were broke college students. So let's just say I spent more money on appetizers than I made that night. In fact, you know when Lindsay was talking at the beginning of her speech saying, like, I figured out that they aren't perfect. They don't have to do anything perfectly. I was like, oh, she's talking about me. I'm the one that gave her hope, tons of hope. I walked on stage today. I told the corporate staff backstage, I'm pretty sure I still have the tag on this dress. I'm pretty sure this skirt is not all the way zipped up. I did just break a nail this morning. Y'all, I spread hope everywhere I go. Yesterday, I think I did a live with one of my breastfeeding straps not clipped. You know how that would be. Hope. You're welcome, Lindsay. So really, if we based my future off of that first party, I would not be here. Let's be honest. So raise your hand if you've ever had a Mary Kay appointment that did not go the way you hoped it would go. Oh good, I'm with my people. Yes. Okay, I'm so glad. Now, keep your hand up if you almost let that one bad appointment convince you that maybe this business wasn't going to work for you. Now, put your hands down and look around the room for just a second. Look at the people beside you, behind you. Every single successful woman in this company had those moments. Did you notice? Everyone's hands were up. The difference is not talent. The difference is they kept going. That was it. That party made me mad. Because I was also a broke college student, honestly, and I didn't have the money to spend on those appetizers. And I believe something powerful happens when your frustration turns into focus. Nothing changes until the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of change. And I imagine that must have been how Mary Kay felt when she was passed over for a promotion by men that she had outperformed. Mary Kay didn't get frustrated, she got focused. West, the secret. I have a secret. And I started kind of asking national sales directors the question. I looked for the secret from all of them, and I'm going to save you a ton of time. You don't have to go ask anyone. Here's what this is. You're going to write it down, and I know you've heard it before. WORK. You're welcome. I think we can all go home. That's it. But here's the deal. The real champions, they work when they feel like it. They work when they don't feel like it. I worked when it snowed. I worked when it rained. I worked when the kids were home, sick from school. I treated this business like a job, and it paid me like one. Were any of you at the Columbus Career Conference last year? Okay, good. So you some of you might remember, I shared with you 30 faces in 30 days, sorry. And I stood on stage with a beauty coat and my flip chart and just read through my whole speech with the flip chart. And I want to share with you that same strategy, and I hope it hits you again for those of you who've heard it. Because Lindsay just challenged you to see 30 faces in 30 days for the rest of your life. Praise God. That was awesome. We didn't even talk. I didn't read her speech. Jake did. Well, my first 15 years pre-COVID, I had facialed because of getting serious about Lindsay's challenge. I had facialed around 5,400 women. Okay, everyone in this room, stand up if you can. Stand up, stand up. Okay. Look around you. I can't even believe this when I see this. I should take a picture for myself. That's about 2 or 3 times this room. That I took my starter kit into their home or had them at my studio, this many people, from an initial challenge of 30 faces in 30 days. That's incredible. Probably still, you can sit down with tags on my tank top, broken fingernails, fake lashes flopping. It was not perfect, but I did it. Now that was pre-COVID. During COVID, those numbers skyrocketed because, like you heard said earlier, having tools in our tool belt of being able to offer virtual and in-person appointments, I estimated that our unit saw about 7,000 faces a year during COVID, which breaks down to about 600 faces a month, and I think I'm on the low end of that. That's around 19,400 facials, parties, product on faces, and that is what it took. Some of us are looking at customer bases of 20 and hoping for national areas. The national area comes, the top trips come when you take your starter kit into 30 faces or across the Zoom screen or whatever screen you're using to get the product on that many faces. So I want you to know I'm not any different than any of you unless you are perfect and have it together, which you probably do more than me, but I am simply willing to ask more people, put the product on more faces, no matter the result. No matter if I get $0 in sales, we call those community service days. Or if everyone except the host is canceled, because I'm all in. My north is him. It doesn't matter what the sales receipt says. So I'm all in. Who else is all in? Good. East, the systems. So let me see a show of hands. How many of you would love to build a consistent $1,000 a week in your Mary Kay business? Of course. How about $5,000 a month? Okay, or 10,000 a month. Yes, and on, right? Well, one of the systems that shaped me early in my career came from National Sales Director Emeritus Tammy Craig-Smith, and that was the mental bath. How many of you have heard of the mental bath? I was kind of reminiscing and talking to Lindsay about, back in the day, do y'all remember when we had CD players in our cars? And the company allowed us to subscribe for $5 a month to get a couple of CDs a month. I mean, how many of you would show up to events and you knew national sales directors' voices before you even knew what they looked like because you had seen, Okay, so that's where my brain went when I wanted to share a top secret with you. It's this mental bath. How many of you have taken a mental bath before? Do any of you do it regularly in your businesses now? If you do, you probably are wanting to share that information with all your sister consultants and sales directors because it's powerful. What we know is success in this business is 90% attitude and 10% aptitude. More than 70% of what goes through your mind and filter is negative. And you can't do anything about it. It's just information coming at you. It's other people you're talking to. 70% of that is negative. So you need to be actively taking a mental bath every single day in order to equip and prepare yourself for the world and to be the best version of you. So here's what this stands for. BATH, booking, a booking every day. Okay? And Lindsay just taught you how to do that. That was beautiful. A is affirmations, saying your affirmations every single day. T is training. This is hooking into a training, some sort of Mary Kay mobile app. I'll get into that in a second. And H is hotline, or hook into your sales director, recruiter, etc. So B for booking. Can you imagine if you got a booking every single day for 30 days? Can you just imagine that for a minute? Just one. How much time do you think it would take you to get one booking? Every single day, consistently. I would guess like maybe 30 minutes at the most, right? Y'all, I want to encourage you to do that because if, let's say you do sit down and get 30 bookings up this month, let's say, and 15 of those bookings were to hold, and your average skincare cost, which this is a low number, better than my $0 really, I sold at my launch, but is $300, okay, you would be making $4,500 in sales. How many of you would that be the most you'd ever done in a month? Okay? We have not because we ask not. So the asks, we call them attempts in our national area. How many attempts are you making on a daily basis to support the one booking per day goal? And some of you, that goal might be higher. You know who you are and adjust accordingly. A stands for affirmations. Saying your affirmation every single day, morning, noon, and night. I used to think this was so cheesy. Is anyone else like me? Like, I am great. You know, I was like, okay. Yeah? Are all of you liars? Because some of you had to think it was cheesy too with me. Okay, thank you. Well, I just learned recently, and this became so much more effective for me. You have to say it in a way that you believe it. And we were reading the book Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and it says that the most effective affirmations state what you're committed to, why it's important to you, and the actions you will take. Well, I probably thought it was cheesy because I wasn't doing any of that, okay? So for example, I'm committed to building a successful business because it allows me to provide for my family and serve others. That is a powerful affirmation. We want to say it like that instead of saying, I am wildly successful, because we don't always believe those words that we say, but if we back it with why, then your brain believes things more when there is purpose attached. And then, I was also missing this portion, we add in the actions that we will take. So, that is why I consistently book appointments, serve my customers with excellence, and grow my leadership every day. So instead of just, I am wildly successful, it would sound like I'm committed to becoming a top leader because I want to impact women's lives and create freedom for my family. I achieve this by booking appointments daily, developing leaders, and growing every day. The T of this is training. 30 minutes every single day of something that you specifically need in your business. Do all of you have the Mary Kay mobile learning app on your phone? Okay. I will admit, I had to press the button and let it re-download itself just recently. So maybe you're like me, but have you checked it out? It is the old school version of the $5 subscription of the CDs you used to get and pop into our car and listen to them everywhere we went. See, nowadays I feel like we have so many podcasts, so many leadership things that we can listen to that we're not listening to the voices who went before us. And when you open that bad boy up, you can hear things like Grit and Grace. And you can hear old school Mary Kay that is still the same school that we are in today in Mary Kay. And so I encourage you to download that app and get resources that you specifically need. But 30 minutes every single day. I mean, y'all, how many of you have speeches memorized? I have Pam Shaw's Now Stand and Deliver like memorized, every single word. And when that's ingrained in you, that you bleed that out. It just naturally comes out of you in all that you do. H is hotline. It could be calling into the $1 million message on a daily basis, going to your Mary Kay Success events or weekly meetings, attending the company events. You're all already here. So you've kind of already taken a half bath. You just gotta go get your booking, okay? You've sponge bathed. Down. And now you have to go get your booking today so you can have your full bath and make sure you affirm yourself morning, afternoon, and evening. ChatGPT can also help you with that, right? But other systems I use regularly that will help you. 6 most important things list. Every night before I go to bed, I write down my 6 most important things list. What do I need to get done tomorrow that will help me to have the best day, the most productive day I possibly could? I keep them things like book, coach, sell, recruit. Not rearrange inventory, put stickers on anything. These are income producing activities. The other fun thing I learned from Tammy Craig Smith, the 4-hour plan. You can look that up online and listen to her. Booking for an hour, coaching for an hour, selling for an hour, recruiting for an hour, or for as much time as you can possibly fit into your schedule. But I pray that if you've noticed something about me is I'm not a record breaker. I've broken no records, except maybe having the best team in national area on the planet. I copy everyone's ideas, the mental bath, the 4-hour plan, the 6 most important things list. I just keep it super simple. I know me, I do me. And that is simple. I want you to say this with me. Book, coach, sell, recruit. Repeat. That's it. Over and over and over. When I get results, when I don't. And when I know I've done it long enough, I just hang on, even when the results aren't there, because I know they're going to come. Thomas Edison said, opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work. So as we wrap up, remember your true north and keep God first. Remember your south and see the faces. Remember your west and work. Remember your east and follow the systems. Success in Mary Kay isn't reserved for the most talented woman in the room. It's for the woman who decides, I'm not quitting. The woman who keeps booking, keeps growing, keeps believing. And one day she looks up and the life she once prayed for is the life she's living. And just like Mary Kay Ash sitting at her kitchen table with a yellow legal pad, you'll realize something incredible. That dream you started with became someone else's roadmap, like me right here, right now. So set your direction, start driving, and I'll see you at the destination. I love you. Thank you.